Ria TV, True FM.
Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll take your better life.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News Summary of 12. My name is Hansen there represent. Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life that what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life that what I live, you know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Both connected with this country.
Yeah, we are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Ria TV and listening to True FM 96.1.
A pleasant good evening. Welcome to News Desk. 45 minutes of the latest news from Liberia and other parts of the world. Today is Monday, January 27, 2025. My name is Marka Davis. Presenting this news program is powered by EcoBank Liberia and Orange Liberia. The top stories we're following tonight. At his second State of the Nation address, President Joseph disclosed his plans to hold a major national conference on post-war infrastructure to redesign Liberia's rebuilding plan. In a major legal blow, the former Speaker Kofa's fight against his removal, Civil Law Court dismisses his motion for declaratory judgment, but his lawyers announced an appeal to the Supreme Court. In a strange turn of event, justices of the Supreme Court boycott President Boakai's State of the Nation address, raising significant concerns over the legality of the sitting under Speaker Richard Combs and of the home run fierce fighting rages on in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo city of Goma as rebels and the army exchange fire, according to the BBC. The details of these developments, including the bulletin of news, voices of the newsmakers, sports, are all packaged in this edition. We're taking a short break to be back.
Ria TV, True FM.
Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
what's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell.
Well, thanks for rejoining us now. At this point, we'll cross over now to Naketa Roberts to bring us the news bulletin tonight.
President Joseph Boakai has disclosed plans to hold a major national conference on post-war infrastructure. President Boakai said the conference will seek to address the rebuilding and development of post-war Liberia. At the same time, the president has revealed plans for the proper reburial of former President William Aratobo and Samuel Kedo. The Liberian leader proposed an action plan to address the state of the nation's unity, a review of the constitution to address shortcomings in the organic laws of Liberia, and a comprehensive electoral reforms to strengthen electoral processes and democratic credentials. President Boakai further proposed a plan to recognize ECOWAS for their contributions in maintaining peace during the most crucial times in Liberia's history. Meanwhile, President Joseph Boakai has called for the practice of ethical journalism that will prioritize truth and accuracy over what he terms as sensationalism. During his second State of the Nation address on Monday, President Boakai said, "In an age where information is more accessible, the practice of ethical journalism is significant for any democratic nation." President Boakai also disclosed that about 45 media institutions running both print and electronic have received licenses during the year on a review as demonstration of his government commitment to press freedom. He added that his government is committed to promoting freedom of the press and fostering an environment where the media can thrive. Meanwhile, in the area of education, President Boakai disclosed new policy to enhance the standard of education across the country. President Boakai, in his annual address, said his government will launch the One Child, One Chair initiative to address the shortage of chairs in public schools nationwide. In a strange turn of events, the four Associate Justices of the Supreme Court boycotted President Joseph Boakai's State of the Nation address on Monday. With the exception of Chief Justice Siana Yol, who is currently out of the country, the other justices refused to attend Monday's SORNA at the Capitol building. Though judicial authorities are tight-lipped on the reasons behind their absence of Associate Justice James Etta Wolokoli, Yosef Kabar, Yami Bwese, and Siana Clinton Johnson, reports has it that the four justices met hours to the event and reached the decision to boycott President Joseph Boakai's annual address. RCR judicial correspondent said it still remains unknown as to what led to the Supreme Court judges' decisions, but the relationship between the executive and legislative branches have soured for months regarding budgetary allotment to the judiciary. Some critics are also attributing the justices' actions to the impasse in the House of Representatives that led to the controversial removal of Speaker Fonati Kofar. The seat arranged for members of the Supreme Court bench remains vacant from the start to the end of President Boakai's 1 hour 20 minutes address. The Civil Law Court has dismissed former Speaker Fonati Kofar's motion for declaratory judgment, viewing a significant legal blow to his fight against his remover. Civil Law Court presiding Judge George Smith ruled on Monday, dismissing Councillor Kofar and others' petitions on ground that it was above his jurisdiction because the petition was similar to the one filed previously before the Supreme Court. Judge Smith maintained that hearing Kofar's and others' requests will be undermining the Supreme Court's decision. As such, the matter is not justiciable for litigation before him as provided by law. However, Kofar's lawyers took exception to Judge Smith's ruling by announcing an appeal to the Supreme Court with the objective of overturning his decision. Prior to Judge Smith's decision, he alarmed over threats on his life by anonymous callers, as well as threats to impeach him if he hears the petition filed by Councillor Fonati Kofar and others. Police Inspector General Gregor Comer has warned the constituents of lawmakers recently invited as persons of interest in the Capitol building arson investigation. Comer said the Liberia National Police has received information that some of the lawmakers have mobilized their supporters to protest whenever they are invited for questioning in connection to the investigation. Speaking to reporters on Monday at the LMP headquarters in Monrovia, RG Comer cautioned lawmakers to make themselves available for investigation voluntarily. The police boss is therefore encouraging the lawmakers to adhere to the instruction of their colleagues to make themselves available whenever they are requested to do so. The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection says it is deeply troubled by the recent surge in violence actions against women, girls, and children across the country. Gender Ministry, through a release, said it has been made aware of distressing incidents, including the tragic death of little Angel Weir, whose lifeless body was recently discovered with several parts allegedly missing. It was reported that little Angel was abused and strangled to death, while a host of other cases from across the country have been reported. The Ministry of Gender said it is deeply troubled by this alarming trend, as these actions do not only violate their fundamental human rights but also impede the nation's social development. The ministry condemned the inhumane acts of that condemns the inhumane acts, some of which have led to the untimely death of promising children. The ministry said these inhumane actions continue to impede national progress and further undermine the gains made in ending violence against women and girls. The release quotes Gender Minister Wemi Harris-Colley as extending condolences to victims' family and called on the Justice Ministry to act swiftly in bringing the perpetrators to justice. In another development, the Ministry of Gender has received a donation from the Women NGO's Secretariat for Liberia to support voluntary women and girls in Liberia. The items include sanitary pads, toothpaste, slippers, lapper, toothbrushes, women's underwear, among others. These materials are intended to enhance the ministry's efforts in providing critical support to women and girls in need, especially those in vulnerable circumstances. Meanwhile, the Gender Ministry is encouraging the public to utilize the National GBV 116 Call Center, a toll-free platform that enables residents to report cases of violence and abuse at no cost. The president of the Women Movement organization in Liberia has declared her intention to contest in the upcoming senatorial by-election in Nimba County. Madam Cecilia Siawe said her decision is due to numerous calls from prominent citizens from the county to replace the late Senator Prince Johnson. According to her, with the level of her advocacy in the county, she is best suited and competent to provide proper representation for the people of Nimba. Madam Cecilia Siawe said Nimba at this time needs a leader who will create investment opportunity to boost the developmental agenda and increase job opportunities in the county. She spoke on Monday in an RCI News interview. Maserado County District 1 Representative Rocky Barry has officially handed over a newly constructed market facility to marketers in Bola Town, Carisburg City. The market building is in Bola Town along the Monrovia-Kakata Highway. Speaking during the handing over ceremony on Monday, Representative Rocky Barry said she decided to construct the mini market building at the cost of over $3,000 to alleviate the danger market women face by selling on the sidewalks. She cautioned the women to keep the market clean, while thanking her colleagues who contributed to the market projects. According to Representative Barry, she has also decided to increase the number of tables in the market to accommodate the women selling on the roadside. A group of due-paying members of the National Teachers Association of Liberia has filed an 11-count resolution calling on the Myean leadership to submit itself to an audit to account about how the association's money has been spent over the last 6 years. During a peaceful demonstration at the front of the NTAL on 12th Street in Monrovia, the spokesperson of the group, Lydia Masakwe, among other things, called on the veterans of the NTAL, the Ministry of Education, and the Liberia National Police to prevail on the Myean leadership to submit to an audit. Count 2 of the petition demands that the majority members of the National Executive Committee of the NTAL embark a mass sit-in action at the headquarters of the association to force Madam Mary Newman to comply with the audit. The petitioner also requested that legal counsels to petition the civil law court at the Temple of Justice to write the various banks to freeze all accounts of the National Teachers Association of Liberia for not less than 90 or more than 180 days until full audit is conducted and a report presented to the Representative Council of the Association in keeping with the organization's constitution. Count 4 of the majority and TAL members' petition also requested its legal team to immediately begin the process of obtaining all financial records of the organization's accounts at various banks so as to know the exact amount starting from 2018 to present. And the Liberia Association of Medical Laboratory Technology has completed a 2-day annual board exams to over 122 students across the 15 counties. Speaking at the board exams in Painesville, the president of the Liberia Association of Medical Laboratory Technology, Franklin Tokpa, underscored the need for all health students to sit the national board exams to obtain a medical license, something he said is an annual exercise accredited to all healthcare institutions in the country. Tokpa warned parents to send their children to institutions that are recognized by the board, noting it will also allow them to work professionally in any institutions across the country. He's meanwhile calling on students to refrain from institutions that are not recognized by the board to avoid future embarrassment. The president of the Liberia Association of Medical Laboratory Technology is encouraging all health care institutions to employ people who are qualified and have lessons from standard institutions that are recognized and in good standing with the Board of Health Practitioners. And out of Liberia, France fighting range on in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, the city of Goma, as rebels and the army exchange fire. All we hear are gunshots around the city. One Goma resident who has been trapped in his house since the weekend told the BBC. Resident shares video of M23 rebels patrolling Goma's main street following Sunday's lightning advance against the Congolese army that saw tens of thousands of people fleeing neighboring towns. The rebels say they are in control of the city, but the Congolese authority disputes this. A local journalist in Goma told the BBC there were clashes between the army and the rebels in parts of the city. We are already worried, he said. The M23 has taken control of the Goma branch of state broadcaster RTNC, according to the UN sponsor Radio Okapi. That's the news bulletin. Is back to you, Marka.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrel?
The black barrel is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in your grateful manner, we'll keep your plate alive.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news summary of 12. My name is Hansen the Represent. Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes.
Thanks to Naketa Roberts for bringing us the news bulletin tonight. It is a regular feature on News Dex. If you're just joining us in one of the top stories we are following tonight, in a strange turn of event, justices of the Supreme Court boycott President Boakar's State of the Nation address, raising significant questions over the legality of the sitting under Speaker Richard Combs. But let's bring you this development. President Joseph Boakai has disclosed plans to hold a major national conference on post-war infrastructure. President Boakai said the conference will seek to address the rebuilding and development of post-war Liberia. At the same time, the president has revealed plans for the proper reburial of former presidents William R. Tobert and Samuel K. Doe. The Liberian leader proposed an action plan to address the state of the nation's unity, a review of the constitution to address shortcomings in the organic laws of Liberia, and a comprehensive electoral reform to strengthen electoral processes and democratic credentials.
That the challenges we face are the intangibles in terms of action as part of one. I will propose an action plan to address the state of our nation's unity. Two, I will propose a review of our constitution to address shortcomings in the organic law. Number three, we will propose comprehensive electoral reform to strengthen our electoral process and democratic credentials. Four, I will institute plans for the proper burial of the former President William R. Tobert and Samuel K. Doe. We will propose a plan to recognize ECOWAS for their vital contribution to maintaining peace and stability during our crucial times in life. We will convene the National Conference on Post-War Infrastructure to discuss the rebuilding and the development of our post-war infrastructure. We started this journey together with the faith that we can face our difficult course, wreck, and set a path for transformed future. Let us with compassion continue to stand united as we move forward hand in hand towards the prosperous, inclusive future of our nation.
At the same time, President Boakai has called for the practice of ethical journalism that will prioritize truth and accuracy over what he terms as sensationalism. During his second State of the Nation address on Monday, President Boakai said, in an age where information is more accessible, the practice of ethical journalism is significant for any democratic nation. The president also disclosed that about 45 media institutions running both print and electronics have received licenses during the year under review as a demonstration of the government's commitment to press freedom.
Is dedicated to promoting freedom of the press, fostering an environment where the media can thrive. To support this commitment, operational licenses were issued to 45 new print and electronic media institutions during the period under review. In an age where information is more accessible than ever, social media shift our agenda. The importance of a responsible press cannot be overstated. As citizens, we must encourage ethical journalism that prioritizes truth and accuracy over sensitization as a role of responsible press in preserving our democracy is indispensable.
Meanwhile, in the area of education, President Boakai disclosed new policy to enhance the standard of education across the country. The president, in his annual address, said his government will launch the One Child, One Chair initiative to address the shortage of chairs in public schools nationwide.
It's not appropriate. In 2024, we inherited an educational sector faced with significant challenges. 2 million in scholarship arrears, schooling, qualified teachers, and inadequate infrastructure. Many public schools are deteriorated with several projects delayed or abandoned. To address these issues, we committed 1 million to clear scholarship arrears, including West Africa's senior examination as set with over 500,000 already paid. We have 14 counties validated teaching workforce that transitioning qualified volunteer teachers into our system. We launched $75 million fundamental learning project, you say, focusing on reading and math for third graders, and equipped 156 public schools with digital learning platforms and solar power. New policies such as the National School Quality Standards and the Center for Excellence will ensure high educational standards. At the primary level, we are launching the One Child, One Chair initiative to address the shortage of chairs for school children nationwide. At the territorial level, we have assessed the need for renovating the University of Liberia's facility, initiated transformational leadership efforts to build the university's environment, enhancing its national and global effectiveness as the center for academic excellence in the coming year. We have taken deliberate steps to combat hunger and food insecurity in schools by allocating 1 million United States dollars to the school feeding program for primary schools. Our government interventions and investment in the education sector in the coming year will enhance education delivery, giving our children the opportunity they deserve for a brighter future.
President Joseph Boakai with his State of the Nation Day. Well, in a strange turn of event, the four associate justices of the Supreme Court were absent from the president's address, with the exception of the Chief Justice Sianayo, who is out of the country currently. The other justices refused to attend Monday's SONA at the Capitol building. Well, the judicial authorities are still tight-lipped on the reasons why Associate Justices James Eto Wolokoli, Yusuf Kabar, Yamin Bessie, and Sienna Clinton Johnson were absent from the president's annual address today. Well, the Civil Law Court has dismissed former Speaker Fonate Kofa's motion for declaratory judgment, dealing a significant blow to his fight against his removal. The Civil Law Court presiding George Smith ruled on Monday, dismissing Councillor Kofa and others' petition on grounds that it was above his jurisdiction because the petition was similar to the one filed previously before the Supreme Court. What does the decision of the Civil Law Court mean for Councillor Kofa? Our judicial correspondent, Peter Tobe, has been telling us more.
I think dismissed by the Judicial Circuit Court of Colorado County, known as the Civil Law Court. This means that probably all is not over, but we could say that support is the blow to the anti-court because for one time is that they are treated that they are now to the full bench of the Supreme Court. Consequently, listening to Judge Smith to the ruling, he cited that the environment that is contained in the petition filed by common speakers and some lawmakers have the same environment that were filed the real petitions at the Supreme Court are question on constitutionality of the majority bloc in connection to the speakership, in connection to the new speakership where they were not part of. So it contains almost the same thing. So it is based on that the judge dismissed actions on ground that he lacked limitations, and the Supreme Court, who is the highest arbiter of justice, has already passed on the matter so that he cannot hear it. It's not so because it's not an appeal to the Supreme Court because the matter is not coming from the subordinate court, so the only court that can interpret what the judge did is the full bench of the Supreme Court, so that announce an appeal to the Supreme Court. But then now the worry is that the Supreme Court group has added far a bit of information before the Supreme Court in connection to their own ruling that they claim that was misinterpreted about the Attorney General to have intervened the justice of the Republic of Nigeria up to this time as we speak, as the court is yet to sign a matter. So looking at them with the same applications running to the subordinate court, which is the Civil Law Court, talking about how the rights was violated, and that is the same petition they filed before the Supreme Court on constitutional issues. They're claiming that the rights were also violated, and they want for the court to undo what the majority of blood has made, and then the court moved in that manner, and then the same application subject with another petition or with another application for the same environment. I'm worried as whether the court will even entertain that, especially the young bench, probably would be a different bench, but not the young bench. I mean, that is my worry, and that is my opinion in connection to that, because we already have one bench of.
Well, RCR judicial correspondent Peter Tobe with that report from the court. Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman has warned the constituents of lawmakers recently invited as persons of interest in the Capitol building arson investigation. Colonel Coleman said the Liberia National Police has received information that some of the lawmakers have mobilized their supporters to protest whenever they are invited for questioning in connection to the investigation. He spoke to reporters in Monrovia on Monday.
Our investigation is non-political. You cannot stand on a democratic process, get elected by the people, come in the people's house, and refuse to answer when something goes wrong in their house. It's not for you, it is for the people who empower you. And those who are calling on constituents to protest when they're called here, I would advise the constituents to please respect the process. I know they're peace-loving citizens. Please, these people did not act in your interest. They did not act on your authority. Let them come here and answer for themselves and come they will.
He is the Inspector General of Police, Gregory Coleman, there addressing the media on Monday in Monrovia. To this development, the president of the Women Movement Organization in Liberia has declared her intention to contest in the upcoming senatorial by-election in Nimba County. Madam Cecilia Siawetie said her decision is due to numerous calls from prominent citizens from the county to replace the late Senator Prince Johnson. She spoke to Truth FM on Monday in Painesville.
I'm running. Why would you contest a senator Nimba? Because Nimba County needs a strong leader, whether female or male, a strong leader to replace the godfather, because he was an open person. So we need somebody who will be mother for the country, and somebody who will be able to bring investment to the country and be able to listen to everybody.
How this decision
To be in a way, because just before the senator passed, that Monday, he called me from Lima. He was trying to talk to me like a friend and a political sister or something. So I told him, I said, well, Senator, all things, you never, never a female. So all those people that you complaining about, it was good for you because you never never a female. He said, that's true. 2029, I'm going to retire and live for a female here.
Where part of Nimba are you from?
I'm from Tapetan.
What have been your relationship basically with the people of Nimba County?
They're fine. I protested there before 2011. Me, Eden, and Guppy, that time,
What do you think you are best suited to replace the late Senator Johnson?
Because I'm facing that I will be able to listen. Senator Johnson, I'm not going to sit there and say, well, I'm going to do everything that you were doing. But you were open, you call him, anytime you answer a call, whatever. He took the country apart. That's the kind of senator I want to be. I want to carry the country at heart, to be able to listen to my people and work along with them. Even my colleague that will meet me in his house or Senate, we all work together. Only the superintendent, all the other positions are being filled by men. I'm not against that.
She is Madam Cecilia Siawetie, the president of Women Movement Organization in Liberia, that her intention to run for the Senate, especially in Nimba County. Well, at this point, we cross over now to Edwin Batafoyan to bring us sports tonight.
Good evening, Marka Davis. Good evening, everyone. The 2024-2025 National County Sportsmen semi-final will kick off this Wednesday, January 29, at the famous Samuel Kayando Sports Stadium in Painesville City. In kickball, Bon County will welcome Grand Creek County beginning at 12 noon, while in football category, 1956 champions Maryland County will battle Grand Jida County in what is believed to be Southeastern derby between two of Southeastern giants. The tournament will continue on Thursday, January 30, with a mouth-watering encounter to climax the semi-final matches as 2021 champions and last edition finalists Lofa County will be hoping to make it to their third final in row when they welcome one of the tournament favorites, Myean County, in the last semi-final in football category beginning at 3 p.m. Just before the football match, Grand Bassa County will take on Grand Jida County in the last kickball match, which is expected to kick off at 12 noon. The grand finale of this year's National County Sports Meet will be played on Sunday, February 2, 2025 at the SKD. Here are the full results of the quarterfinals football matches at the SKD. Myean County and Nimba County played to a 1-1 draw. Myean emerged victorious following a 3-2 post-match penalty victory. Grand Cape Mount and Grand Jida played to a 2-2 draw. Grand Jida County emerged as victory in the match following 5-4 penalty win. Lofa County demolished and destroyed Bon County 4-0 just before that match. Maryland and Bapolo County played to a 1-1 draw, with Maryland County goalkeeper Simeon Wesley becoming the man of the moment when he saved 4 penalty to help Maryland advance to the semi-final. The Sports Writers Association of Liberia (SWA) has condemned the assault on journalist Mose Gasawu, calling it yet another instance of police brutality against Liberian journalists, and urges swift action against the officers involved. Journalist Gasawu was seen in a viral video that circulated on Saturday, January 25, 2025, before the quarterfinal matches of the National County Sports Meet at the SKD. The sports writing institution said in the release that it is concerned over the ongoing attacks on sports journalists who, despite limited resources, dedicate their time and effort to cover the county meet. The Association of Sports Writers condemned the assault on journalist Gasiwu and called for an immediate and thorough investigation into the matter. The police, in a statement signed by its spokesperson, Cecilia Clark, acknowledged the incident and assured that a full investigation is underway. The Sports Writers Institution has at the same time expressed frustration over the challenges faced by its members, particularly with accessing the stadium during events. The association urged the Ministry of Youth and Sports to allow accredited sports journalists to use their ID cards for entry to county main games moving forward. And away from Liberia now, Manchester United boss Ruben Amarion has suggested he'd rather give a place on the bench to his 63-year-old goalkeeper coach instead of Marcus Rashford because of a previewed lack of effort. The England forward has not been involved in the matchday squad for United for 6 weeks, and he has left out once again for Sunday 1-0 win at Fulham in the Premier League. Well, Marka, that's it for the sports.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
Market facility to marketers in Bola Town, Carisburg District. The market building in Bola Town is in Bola Town along the Monrovia Kakata Highway. Speaking during the handover ceremony, Representative Barry said she decided to construct the mini market building at a cost of over 3,000 United States dollars to alleviate the danger market women face by selling on the sidewalk.
For the marketers and the citizens of Bola. Yes. We have been passing through this community forever, and we saw the needs of the people, and that was for them to at least be able to get a shelter. We want to say thank you to some of the lawmakers that help us in this process. We want to say thank you to Honorable Joshua. We want to say thank you from Grand Bassa County. We want to say thank you to Honorable Anthony Williams from Maryland County. They all accompanied us when we came here, to do the groundbreaking. But what I want to say to you, as the citizens, the marketers are supposed to be using this building. Yeah. I want to encourage you people to keep this place clean. Yeah. You have your bathroom here. You know that you can use it as a modern bathroom. You have about 15 tables. You people were not many, but we decided to make the tables more because we know that other people will come in. So we have 15 tables. So we'll be passing here all the time. We'll be checking, and we hope that you will actually keep the place clean. Let people come.
She is Montserrat County District 1 Representative Rookie Barry there when she turned over a market facility to the people of Bola Town in Carisburg District 1, Montserrat County. A group of due-paying members of the National Teachers Association of Liberia has filed an 11-count resolution calling on the Myean leadership to submit itself to an audit to account for how the association's money has been spent over the last 6 years during a special demonstration or peaceful demonstration at the front of the NTLA on 12th Street in Monrovia. The spokesperson of the group, Lydia Masakwe, amongst other things, called on the veterans of the Teachers Association, the Ministry of Education, and the Liberia National Police to prevail on the Myean leadership to submit to an audit.
That the due-paying members of the NTAL through the 2018-2022 NEC write a formal letter to the Liberia National Police, the Ministry of Education, and the veterans of the NTAL requesting them to prevail on Mrs. Myean and her supporters to comply with the court's decision and submit to the audit process. 2. That a man setting of the due-paying members be here at the NTAL headquarters to ensure that Mrs. Myean submit to the audit process if she refuses to cooperate with the process. 3. That the legal team of the majority members of the NTAL should immediately request the Civil Law Court aid and the Temporary Justice to order the various banks where the NTAL has account to freeze the said account for not less than 90 days and not more than 180 days until the conduct and completion of the comprehensive financial audit and the summation of a financial report to the net majority members for onward summation to the representative council in keeping with Article 1, Section 3 of the NTAL Constitution. 4. That the legal team requests the court to order.
Well, she is Lydia Masakwe there reading an 11-count resolution on behalf of a group calling itself the due-paying members of the National Teachers Association of Liberia, demanding that the leadership headed by Madam Myean submit itself to an audit. Well, finally, the Liberia Association of Medical Laboratory Technology has completed a 2-day annual board exams to over 122 students across the 15 counties. Speaking after the board exams in Painesville, the president of the Liberia Association of Medical Laboratory Technology, Franklin Topa, underscored the need for all health students to sit the exams to obtain a medical license, something he said is an annual exercise accredited to all healthcare institutions in the country.
This is how we undertake is an annual exercise where students from the recognized universities that are accredited above the higher commission and that of our board will have to send their graduates to come and take the test. And the test they are in 2 phases. Some of those are taking it the first time and some are doing research. Currently we have up to 122 students doing the test. So I feel very happy and this is a beautiful thing to do, to find that we are able to move the minds of people and then having more generation to come and do a test and form part of our profession that we all cherish. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm happy today to be a part of the process. Well, to just name a few, we have Lima County University, we have the Esther Brigham College of Health Sciences, which is a local university, FIBI to be specific, and then we have Mother Patern College of Health Sciences, which is Stella Marie Polytechnic University, among others. TNMA as well, they are here. Those institutions that are not part of the process today and we should be part of the process, our doors are open. This is a process that we want everybody to be a part of. And we also want to inform the public, especially parents who send their children to the universities that are not recognized to be French, because it's not a good thing. If you are not recognized or the university is not recognized by the board, at the end of the day, you're going to graduate and you're not going to take the board exam. Then in the future, when we start our process with inspection, we'll go for you. Go for you, you will now work. The institution that employ you will also find them. We encourage healthcare institution to follow best laboratory practice. That is, they must employ people who are qualified.
Well, he is the president of the Association or Liberia Association of Medical Laboratory Technology. Speaking, his name is Franklin Topa. Well, folks, this is how we love to draw down the curtains on tonight's presentation of News Desk. It has been 45 minutes of latest news from Liberia and other parts of the world. As we take leave of you, these are the top stories we followed. At his second State of the Nation address, President Joseph Boakai disclosed his plans to hold a major national conference on post-war infrastructure to redesign Liberia's development. In a major legal blow to former Speaker Kopa's fight against his removal, Civil Law Court dismisses his motion for declaratory judgment, but his lawyers announced an appeal to the Supreme Court. In a strange turn of event, justices of the Supreme Court boycott President Joseph Boakai's annual address, raising significant questions over the legality of the sitting under Speaker Richie Kum, and of the home front fierce fighting rages on in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, especially the city of Goma, as rebels and the army exchange fire, according to the BBC. Many thanks to all of you for your listening. Real thanks to those of you who follow us live on Real TV on Facebook. Thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped to make this edition of News Desk a success. Naketa Roberts read for us the news bulletin in Batafoyan. Brother Sports tonight. Myean Torgbean has been behind the cameras. Daniel Sonin produced the sounds. Thanks to our sponsors, EcoBank Liberia Limited and Orange Liberia. My name is Marka Davis. Good night.
Real TV, True FM.
Say Real TV, True FM.
On Real TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Boakai if you don't organize yourself in a respectful manner, we'll keep your data like
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news summary at 12. My name is Hansen the representative.
Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life that what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life that what I live. You know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads in this country.
Yeah, we are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Real TV and listening to Truth FM 96.1.